Gender Links, a leading Southern African women's rights organization whose work has been widely acclaimed across the continent, is spearheading the 50-50 gender campaign in local government to bring about social change in the SADC region. Gender Links, in partnership with the Ministry of Local Government and Public Works, embarked on a national research to assess the levels of which local authorities were mainstreaming gender. The major findings included glaring gaps in the gender discourse, lack of practical steps to mainstream gender in local authorities, and no training programs to capacitate local authority officials and councillors. Armed with these findings and support from Diakonia and the Swedish Embassy, Gender Links embarked on the Centers of Excellence in Local Government program. Piloted with 10 local authorities across the 10 provinces of Zimbabwe, the Centers of Excellence program has been cascaded to all the country's 92 local authorities. This documentary presents evidence of the impact of mainstreaming gender in local governance through Centers of Excellence in Local Government program.
Gender Links came up with an innovative model of gender mainstreaming, which is called the Hub and Spoke program on gender mainstreaming. Under the Hub and Spoke program, which is also dubbed the Lura or Isipala program, this program continues to strengthen local authorities in ensuring that they come up with gender responsive and gender sensitive policies. Again, the program is self-sustaining in that it gives ownership to local councils to anchor the program at provincial levels and to provide leadership. So under the Hub and Spoke program, the best performing local authorities are providing mentorship to those other local authorities within their provinces. Since we started the Hub and Spoke program, there's been a lot of enthusiasm and competition amongst local authorities as they try by all means to be the next hub councils.
When we did the selection of partners, we selected Gender Links based on their strengths, their value add or their added value in terms of this program. And Gender Links has a very good component on Centers of Excellence.
Looking at gender management systems, all the 92 local authorities in Zimbabwe have dedicated gender focal persons who are driving the program from within the local authorities. Some local authorities have gone a step further to establish standalone gender committees that have the same functions like any other committees within the local authorities. And I'm very much pleased to say that most of our local authorities, about 85%, have developed stand-alone gender policies. When we started the program, no local authority had a gender policy, but now they have developed those policies and they continue to review the gender policies.
So just don't go and say we have a gender policy, when in fact you have not made a bylaw on that policy.
So when we look at the Centers of Excellence and gender mainstreaming in local governance, Gender Links has been playing a very critical role. In terms of achievements, I think we can now report on citizen participation in local governance processes, which has been facilitated by Gender Links. Policies from the local authorities are now accountable to the needs of the communities. I think Gender Links has been spearheading development of gender action plans, policies that are responsive to gender issues. They've also helped in setting up gender responsive infrastructure like gender libraries in a number of local authorities. We are happy with the contribution from Gender Links on that front, where the work of local authorities is now gender responsive because of the facilitation that was spearheaded by Gender Links. Gender Links have a unique way of doing things.
Through another partnership with Trace, Gender Links continued with Centers of Excellence program on gender mainstreaming in local authorities in Zimbabwe. The program has impacted on service delivery and councils' gender responsiveness. Climate change, sexual reproductive health and rights, gender-based violence, local economic development, infrastructure development, citizens' participation, human resources practices. Selected local authorities have been chosen to showcase changes that have taken place since the implementation of the Centers of Excellence program.
We have had great improvements in many areas. Firstly, the program assisted us to improve our interactions. You find that now I am able to contact Gwanda, I'm able to contact Bridge. We have a group where we discuss. Whenever there is an issue that I do not understand, I consult my peers.
We have vocational training centers that are dotted all over the city, where women, youths and persons with disabilities acquire skills in motor make, hotel and catering, cutting and designing, plumbing, building, as a way of building their capacity to, or empowering them to be able to set up businesses on their own as a way of their livelihoods.
As youth are the future leaders, we focused much on the youth because we wanted them to have enough information. The campaigns did have an impact because our communities are now informed.
The participation in these programs that was funded by Gender Links helped in grooming me to be who I am today. I did not even know how to articulate issues, especially that has to do with the youth.
Now the youth were able to aware, okay, these are my sexual rights. If anyone does anything above this, they are violating my rights. If anyone does this at a certain age, if I'm married off at this age, it's a child marriage and it's actually a problem. It's actually an inhuman act. The youth were more aware. First of all, we are grateful to Gender Links for the empowerment, and we hope, looking to the future and going on, as we are able again to keep on working with Gender Links.
Every year we have been involving different type of groups. We have involved in one of the campaigns, we have involved women to lead the campaign. We have involved the youth to lead the campaign, and the junior councillors as well. So every group has had a chance to lead the campaign.
As Nkai RDC, we've been involved in quite a number of activities, so I'll just mention a few, which were the major highlights. The first one being the 16 days of activism that we launched on the 25th of November 2020, and that was the first one ever to be done in our district. And the turnout was very impressive. Of note is that we even had our traditional leadership gracing us in the form of Chief Kobo Kobo. He traveled all the way to come to Ward 29 to grace the occasion.
We are a further center of excellence as far as sexual and reproductive health is concerned, and we provide care to survivors of gender-based violence, particularly sexual assault, where we do pregnancy testing, give them prophylaxis, do medical affidavits which can be used in a court of law, as well as link them to other organizations which can help them.
vakandibetsera necounseling. Message ndiri kuvapa ndeyekuti kana muchinge maitawo matambudziko seyandakawirana naye yandakasanganisana nawo, kana muchishungurudzika musangosafa in silence. Nyangwe pane zvimwe zvokuti hauna kusangana nedambudziko randakasanganisana nayo, asi kana uchinge uchisafa usafa chinyararire.
Our district, the population of the women is 52.8%. So as council, we are focused more on putting the women in the forefront, because these are some of the people, the special group that is affected by the effects of climate change. Because climate change, we cannot separate it from governance, because these women, without mitigating or adapting to climate change issues, they are kept busy. They have to walk long distances looking for the precious liquid water. They have to travel longer distances looking for firewood.
Gender mainstreaming has played a major role in most of the activities in the district. For example, in climate change, we have a district CPU, that is Civil Protection Unit. And now we are, in council is the secretariat. And as a local authority, we are also working on a district civil protection, a standalone district civil protection plan.
I'm happy that in your menu, you have climate change. Climate change does not only come as climate change, it comes as disasters in a lot of cases. It comes as cyclones, it comes as droughts, it comes as landslides. And when you are thinking about all these things, and you are thinking gender, and you are thinking youth, and you are thinking about what we must do, you will find out that if you think about women and what suffering they end up getting, you will do it better.
As a local authority, we have had the problems as regards water and sanitation issues are concerned. So we sat with the communities and we agreed on various projects. Some have been completed, some are at the initiation phase. So in terms of water and sanitation, we are building public toilets. At the moment, we have built 5 at different rural service centers dotted around the district. And we have done 2 piped water schemes. That is one at Murembe and the other one in Ward 1. Because when it comes to water, the burden of fetching water, where is the water? Where can I get it from? It's the women. And because they've been traveling long distances, to get this commodity, we said, what is the best way forward? So we have brought water at their doorsteps.
Tinofusha nzungu tichihodhesa uye tinotengesa zvekare. Saka Gender Links yakatibatsira zvizhinji uye tanga tisina ruzivo rwokuti kunyangwe ukatengesa chinhu unofanira kunyora pasi, unofanira kuti uzive kuti ndashandisa zvakadii. But Gender Links yakatigonera kuti takugona kuti waita losi papi, wagena papi, zvose zvakaita kuti tisimbe. Iye zvino hakuna mudzimai achabvuma kushungurudzwa nokuti akugona kushandisa maoko through Gender Links.
After matrainings atakaita vaingotaurawo zvebusiness. Ini ndaive munhu aingorarama uya paGBV yangu tisingazivi kuti chinonzi business wochi. Asi vapedza kutiudza kuti chii chinonzi business rinombofamba sei, unoita sei kuti uongorore kuona kuti apa pane mukana wokuti ndiite zvakati, kurera business rako kuti risadonhe, kuti risimuke.
As an officer, I've worked with several organizations within the institution, but I want to applaud Gender Links as an organization. Yakasiyana nama organization Gender Links. Pakuti Gender Links is empowering. It has empowered our communities. Madzimai asumukira, madzimai abva pama-levels ekutarisirwa pasi, asi akunzi ngatiwanzwei kuti vanoti chii. Their voices are now being sought. Their voices are now being listened to.
So when we look at the success stories when it comes to the Centers of Excellence program, I can safely say, 1, gender is now entrenched in all the 92 local authorities in Zimbabwe through development of gender action plans, which are being implemented by our local authorities, though at different stages of implementing. I also want to say the program has high-level buy-in from the Ministry of Local Government, the associations, the councils, and other key stakeholders. Actually, the Centers of Excellence program on gender mainstreaming is the Ministry of Local Government's program of choice on gender mainstreaming at the local government level.
The work of local authorities is streamlined and systematically improved to be responsive to the needs and priorities of all segments of our population. with a view to achieve a situation where no single individual, regardless of sex, regardless of income, regardless of age, race, are left behind in the development of their communities. I want to say congratulations, Minister and the Gender Links. I think it's very, very important because we really need to improve the involvement of women in local authorities.
I want to commend the Minister of Local Government for the directives that have been issued that have helped to place gender issues on the agenda of all the 92 local authorities in Zimbabwe. To start with, gender is now part and parcel of the job descriptions of town clerks and chief executive officers. And by virtue of that, it means gender issues are no longer being taken on an ad hoc basis in local authorities. They are now part and parcel of the functioning of all our 92 local authorities. Again, the Minister of Local Government is given a condition that for council budgets to be approved by the Ministry of Local Government, they must be gender sensitive.
Gender Links for Equality and Justice, spearheading the 50-50 gender campaign in local government to bring about social change in Southern Africa. Gender Links, a small organization with giant footprints.